before you do get boxes again. I know packing is synonymous with boxes, but before you start packing, let's go ahead and declutter. Yeah, we gotta declutter. Make sure that you clean out your apartment or your space before you move out. That is really important, and it's also respectful to the property and, you know, landlord management. And I just think that's a good thing to practice. Let's clean up after ourselves. That's definitely a good thing. Hi everybody. Thank you so much for watching. Welcome back to my channel. My name is Liv, if you are new here. So I think a lot of you guys are here from my apartment essentials on a budget video. Thank you guys so much for all the love and support and for subscribing to my channel. I am back on the road of making new videos again, and I wanted to share with you guys my tips and advice for a good successful move, whether it's your first time moving out or you just need a reminder, refresher, or a checklist for your next move. I am your girl. If you are new, make sure that you also subscribe and turn on your post notifications for all my future videos. Today's video, I'm going to be sharing with you guys my top move out essentials, a checklist to do, and just overall advice for a good successful move, especially if you're on a budget. To get into the nitty-gritty here, let's go ahead and talk about it. I have had my fair share of move outs over the last 6 years. Before you buy anything like boxes or renting a U-Haul truck, it is super important that you get all of the admin stuff outside of signing your new lease agreement and things like that. The first thing is confirm your move out date. So you can't properly plan ahead for your move out if you don't know your timeline and your deadline on when and how fast you need to complete things. Your space, your current space versus your new, so you can measure your current furniture and things like that and see if it will actually fit in your new home. It's really good to know what's staying and what's leaving, so that way you can properly organize and space out your new space. Budgeting is super important, guys. Budgeting, how much will this move cost and how much can I afford? So ask yourself, how much can I afford and how much will this overall move cost? Traveling distance, whether you're staying, if you're staying locally, it might be less. It's going to be less expensive typically, and if you're traveling maybe to a different state or further away, that's going to be more expensive. So you want to make sure that you take that into account when you're budgeting. Utilities, transfer of, eligibility check. Make sure you know what utilities are ran down there. In regards to internet and cell service, I think it's important to make sure that the service works. So you can do that by checking the website, check their map, make sure that that your phone service will work there. Because if it doesn't, then you might have to, add that to your budget and maybe get a different service, so that way you have everything you need, especially if you're working at home. I think that's super important to make sure that your internet works, it's fast, and it does exactly what you need it to do. If not, you might have to get a different provider, and you'll have to kind of search and do your research as to the cost differences and what you can afford. As well as for utilities, your setup, activation date and cost, as well as for internet. Are you going to be setting it up yourself? Are you going to have someone else or the company set it up for you, whoever your new internet provider is, if that's what you're going to have? Self setup is free. If you need help, more than likely that will cost, especially if it's wired internet. I would check to make sure. Check with your new landlord management, and I'm sure they'll get that information for you. Move out checklist from the office. So if you're already, this is for some of you guys that are already in an apartment or a townhouse and whatnot, and you have a landlord, it's super important to get a move out checklist, so that way you know what they're looking for and what you are going to do. Make sure that it aligns and that it matches, because if not, you could be liable for if it's not clean, because you want to make sure that you clean out your apartment or your space before you move out. That is really important, and it's also respectful to the property and landlord management. I'm gonna just think that's a good thing to practice. Let's clean up after ourselves. That's definitely a good thing. Properties are extremely strict, so you want to get that checklist. Make sure that you complete everything on there before you move out, so that way they don't charge you for anything that was not completed, because more than likely they're going to try to get as much money from you as possible. So just cover all ends, cross all your T's, dot all your I's, and get UPS change of address. Super duper 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 important, guys. That's why it's important to get your move out date, because when it comes to USPS, knowing where you're going to move, I would set that up ahead of time so you can get your mail forwarded to your new address. You wouldn't want your new neighbors or the complex to have your mail, or you know, be all up in your business. So let's get that updated. You can go straight to the USPS website, and it costs $1.10 to change your address. You can change your address and forward your mail as soon as the next day or the day after, and you can pre-schedule it as well. Now on to the supplies aspect, which I think is a little bit more of the funner side. To moving out, make sure you got some nice boxes, get all your clothes stacked up before you do get boxes again. I know packing is synonymous with boxes, but before you start packing, let's go ahead and declutter. Yeah, we gotta declutter, because you don't want to bring the old into the new, and you kind of want to have a fresh start. I like to have a fresh start, so I like to declutter before I move. So that way also I'm not packing stuff that I don't need, wasting boxes, and it's better to declutter, get a head start on your packing before you move out, so that way in your new space it's just an easy transition to moving in, and you feel lighter, new space. Declutter, especially when it comes to clothes and things like that. Declutter everything, furniture, clothes, clear out your space. This includes selling, donating, and throwing away items, appliances, clothes that you may not need. Boxes. Make sure you get a variety of boxes: small, medium, large, extra large. Another closet tip for clothes: I would keep things that are hung up and just maybe fold it into a box, because it's a lot easier to just bloop, get them out and just put them in your closet. That's like a little small tip something small that I like to do. Might not work for everybody, but I like to do that. So U-Haul or moving vehicle. Think supplies for both your old place and your new. Again, especially with the checkout list, you want to make sure everything's clean. So you need supplies, especially if you already have some, great. Get some cleaning supplies for there. And then also for your new place, especially if it wasn't cleaned prior to you coming, or you're just a little bit of a germaphobe like me, I would definitely clean up your space. And if you can get the keys earlier to the place, maybe do that, the night before, so that way one less thing to do while you're moving, because moving can be exhausting. Make sure that you guys are hydrated, especially if it's the heat. I've done about 3 moves in Arizona around, I don't know why it's always around September, August, the hottest months. I just realized that. Anyways, if it's in the heat or whatever your weather is, just make sure that you guys are prepared, energized, because moving can be exhausting. Also taking breaks, and again, just spacing out your time. If you can start things early, I definitely would recommend that. That's essentially the video for today. I really hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope you guys were able to take something away from this video, that you learned something, and that this really helps you out with your move. Thank you guys so much for watching. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Turn on your post notifications for all my future videos. So much for watching. I'll see you guys on my next video. Bye.